pre-stream.
Stream.
The
pre-stream stream.
The pre-stream stream. And as you can see, the lovely, and I'll reach it up to the camera. Lovely Xanathar's Guide to Everything.
Don't forget that second fur.
There are reasons why we have this.
The first fur. The second You keep. Never mind.
Okay.
Just mispronunciation.
So we're actually going to do a very quick. I say a very quick review from me and James.
What time we got? We got like a 15-minute teardown. We can do that.
Yeah, 15-minute teardown because we've all had a little look through it. You've had a little look through the hexblade, which also I have.
I have only looked at the DMs part.
Yes. Don't open it on stream. Don't want people seeing what's in it. That's the point.
Yeah, but I need to be able to. One, we do need to see what's in it.
We can give a good.
And two, I think you misunderstand what copyright is. As long as I'm not like printing it out or moving it slide by slide like a PowerPoint.
Fair enough.
We're pretty solid.
Okay, so first off, I have a new title for Xanathar's Guide to Everything. It is now Xanathar's Guide to Everything That Should Have Been in the Base Game.
Yeah, Xanathar's Guide to Unearthed Arcana.
Yeah, it is.
And their friends and other things that they stop.
It's so bad. It's genuinely, it's a good book.
Yeah,
it's really, really, really good. But, and here comes the giant but almost Kim Kardashian in size. It's all stuff that if you're an avid Unearthed Arcana viewer, that if you're an Unearthed Arcana viewer and reader like I am,
if you have the folder of printed unearthed stuff, or
which
if you
I
have
do,
if you have it on a PDF and you use it at your table, most of the contents are reprint.
Yeah,
which is it's great for organised play, and it's great for playing it places and saying, look, it's in the book, it's official, it works, it's nicely balanced. Some of the things have been fudged around a little bit. This is stuff that is like good enough to be an actual book, because Unearthed sometimes is a little bit dubious. Some of the things in there I think aren't quite play tested.
Yeah, so we'll go through chapter by chapter. If you've read Unearthed Arcana, Path of the Ancestral Guardian, Storm Herald, Zealot for Bards. You've got College of Glamour, Swords, Whispers. There's no new.
Is there no new ones whatsoever?
No new ones. There's stuff like understanding how a pantheon works in philosophy of force, philosophy
of force.
Learning how to do beast shapes. Cool. That's really, really cool. It was in Unearthed Arcana. New martial archetypes, being the Arcane Archer, the Cavalier, and the Samurai. Again, really, really, really cool. Unearthed. Way of the Sun Soul. A lot of people might, well, that's new. No, it's Way of Tranquility, just renamed.
Well, presumably, quite a lot of this. I mean, I've not had a chance to look at all the pages yet, but presumably a lot of it is rebalanced.
No, there'll be rebalances in there, but
new stat lines.
A lot of it is still similar abilities and stuff. So
what was the?
It's just I would like to have seen something a little bit newer rather than basically pre-teasing all of it.
Yeah. Is it? Well, that's the thing that Wizards do now, isn't it? They released 5th edition came out before 5th edition came out. The 5th edition core books came out before the core books came out with Next, and then Unearthed. What's so is it Skagcast that's got the swashbuckler in it, and then it's a reprint. Is it
it's in Waterborne Adventures and then gets reposted in the Skag.
In Skag. So you've got the version in Waterborne Adventures, which is pretty good, but obviously at higher levels doesn't quite work. So the Skag version does have those additional, balance. So it's nice to have it, and it's nice to have them all organised together. Yeah. Like Cleric has been the target of an Unearthed Arcana update a few times in different releases, and so is the Ranger. There's like 4 of its own, so it's nice to have them all together. Yeah, absolutely. And then so that's that. You go through Warriors, War Mages, stuff like I have not seen this before in Unearthed. Is there This Is Your Life section with the personal decisions and life events and supplemental tables?
So that one's a cool thing, but the racial feats we've seen before.
Well, we have already seen them, but it's nice to. I literally just straight to that page.
That's pretty fucking big. Yeah. He's got this innate ability to do that. He does it all the fucking time. Going on to the next section. We have racial feats.
worth focusing on for some, because actually it's what
it's more add-ons to backgrounds. It's an expanded backgrounds.
Yeah, right up until you get to racial features, it's 12 pages of tables and stuff, but with a preface that says it's not about rolling, it's about choosing your stuff, with rolling being an extra that you can do. I often find that the backgrounds that are in finish your necklace. The backgrounds that are in
My name.
the core books are the ones that come out on Unearthed and things are really lackluster. Like, hey, you want to be a monk, but
It's got an adjustable string.
Good.
on the back. They are limited, so it's nice to have some more things. Like,
half-orc parents.
yeah, but having non-human parents and living in certain areas. I mean, it's obviously going to be Faerun based. Like,
but it's a good idea. I will say that's a good addition, and it's not a bad book, especially if you haven't kept up with Unearthed, or you haven't had the resources to be able to print the entirety of Unearthed. It's all in my living room. I have a big. It's called the big black folder for a reason.
It's big. It's
go get the Unearthed Arcana. Which, considering it's all been squeezed into there,
so is all of it in here, other than presumably the dungeon mastering.
Other than the dungeon mastering and the stuff that's sci-fi.
Yeah. So the alternate D&D.
Yeah.
The other side of D&D.
Yeah.
Adamantine weapons.
Okay, so are we moving on to chapter 2, Dungeon Master Tools?
Yeah.
So, Dungeon Master's Tools, we've got simultaneous effects. Don't know what that is. Do you want to flip to that page?
What's this?
We have just been brought by the lovely Colette.
The lovely book from the lovely
This
Colette.
is my Unearthed Arcana.
And this
That's
is
one of my Unearthed
Xander's
Arcanas.
guide.
That's Xander's guide.
And it's on the beast comparison.
Yeah.
Got my finger stuck in it.
Oh god. Yeah. It's impressive they've managed to squeeze it all down. We have our another visitor, which is
Probably in the next
fucking hell they are. You're on time.
Oh my god, they're really early.
How about an oh my god, we have Xander's guide?
Oh my god, you two are on time.
That is a week and 5 days early.
Can move again.
We are streaming right now, by the way.
Oh.
We're doing a teardown. This is a casual teardown, so shut up people saying ooh unprofessional.
Okay, so it's not rules specifically for simultaneous effects. It's just a little bit of like rules as intended, clarification on how multiple effects happens. It's about controlling monsters, controlling players, and what time the DM controls. Yeah. I'm just breaking everything. Because that's one of the things that is missing. It's one of the things that if you go on Reddit and you look at what the Wizards authors, official errata, Twitter, and things like that say, but they're not things that are printed. So it's nice to have them in print. Yeah. Waking somebody up, sleeping in your armor.
So stuff that should have been in the base game, like stuff that people do a lot. Waking somebody up during a kit, sleeping in armor. A lot of players assume they sleep in their armor.
Mm-hmm. Specific rules about how long you can go without going for a long rest, which is nice.
Yep.
And it presumably, it doesn't actually mention exhaustion and fatigue specifically, but it ties into the fatigue system for optional rules if you use fatigue.
Adamantine weapons.
Rules on tying knots, I feel a little bit unnecessary.
It's
probably one of those things that people have asked enough times on Reddit that it's got its own.
Yeah, it's more just a clarification, but again, that could have actually been done in the base game, considering it is a grand total of a paragraph.
Oh, this is a nice bit. Actual descriptions of the tools. This is what you were saying when I came in.
Again, it's a description of the tools.
Yeah.
Something that should have been in the base game.
It should have been in the...
Or at least in an errata, or something that just described how all the tools were.
It's one of those things like brewer's supplies in your world can be anything that is necessary to brew. If in your world people drink liquid snail goo, and that's how they get, drunk,
5 a day.
then they drink. That's what brewer's supplies are. It's nice to have them properly written down with components, and nice to know how they can be worked. So like brewer's supplies here, specific rules for history and medicine, persuasion, and potable water.
Potable.
Yeah.
Not portable. Potable.
For getting water and purifying it.
Does that
and
mean
putting
you
it.
get a water tree?
Not quite. Calligraphy supplies, specific rules on arcana, history, and deciphering maps and things that are
again
ciphering.
cool.
Because at the minute, the tools are usually like, ask your DM if you can use your tools, and the DMs are like, I don't know, it's not in any of the books. So,
yeah. How would you use calligrapher's tools? Yes, I can. I can.
Quickly to Wikipedia, calligrapher's tools.
Yeah.
How were they used?
Yeah, exactly. But it's stuff like that, and it's good to see it finally added. Mm-hmm. But there's the key word: finally added. Wasn't added from base.
There's some specific. I think a lot of this just feels like conversations that are had online with the authors or with more senior dungeon masters, people who've been doing it for a long time, and new dungeon masters who are more prescriptive with the rules. People who follow the rules exactly, and if it's not in the book, it's not there. Like, how do you know if a spell has been cast? There's a whole section here on knowing that people are casting magic. Like, it's not necessarily necessary, but it's nice to have for the people that would like the rules to exist.
Yes, exactly. So would you like to?
The price difference?
I'm going to quickly check what I actually streamed.
Compared to the other two.
Maybe it's more money.
We've not literally been taken down by the RCN mob.
The arcane. There's also a 2-page spread on Ares effect on a grid.
Yeah.
Which previously didn't. Well, there was an area of effect, but it wasn't to a grid. So here's like, how do 10-foot wide diagonals work? Here, how does a cone work on a grid? Which is quite nice.
Yeah.
It's quite prescriptive, but again,
So it's
if
like
that's the kind of thing you need.
Yeah, but
unofficial.
No, that's
So
official.
this is
a book that's actually meant to be released in 1 week, 5 days.
Alright.
it's a wizard's
How do you get hold of it?
Reason.
magic.
Don't say anything. You probably know how. Don't say anything.
Straight up magic.
Straight up magic. Yeah.
We
Someone
talked to
else-
Xanathar,
Yeah.
and he was like, "He can borrow mine."
And we've gone. That seems a bit shit, mate.
It's like, oh, we've already got one of these on twin. It's effectively
Most of it,
unearthed, but with a section on random encounters, section on encounter building.
Random encounters of the world. That's cool. I like that.
Arabic. Also, not Arabic. Arctic encounters.
You fucking dumb.
It's because I was just looking at the human area, and it has Arabic names in it. Right?
Yeah. Arctic, coastal, desert, forest. It's good shit.
So does that? If I go to page 100, does it?
Oh, he's lost his skill now.
Yeah, it's because I always expect the books to be much smaller than they are. Okay, so it actually 1d10 killer whales.
What?
It uses the monsters in the monster manual and in the other monster manual, what's it called? In Volos, puts them into different geographic areas that you would find them in, and then makes you encounters on them, which is nice because you're walking down the road and you're walking down the forest, and oh no, there's an encounter. What is it? Probably bandits, because everyone knows where bandits are. Nobody knows where to put a firbolg. Like nobody knows.
Yeah.
Where would you get jumped by a firbolg?
Forest.
Yeah.
By what?
Or the
Firbolg.
woodsman, maybe.
They're very, very, very good druids. I mean, really good druids. Like ridiculously powerful druids.
Mm-hmm.
Like top tier 1 druids. Like we're talking the Guardians of the Forest druids. We're talking.
Groot.
I'm taking this way beyond what it should have been druids.
Treebeard.
It's truly or beyond Treebeard.
What?
Beyond the beyond
No,
of Treebeard.
There's no beyond Treebeard.
So they've gone past being druids. They are now just trees.
They're-
Why
they're-
did you take away my joke?
Rakshaza. Where Rakshaza?
I have no idea what that even is.
Yeah,
Anyway,
there we go. It's an urban encounter for levels 5 to 10, apparently.
Traps revisited. Hey, look, it's just the reprint of the trap section from.
Oh, no,
I
but
saw
it's
that.
definitely something that people want. It's one of the things that people ask for online, and it just doesn't.
No 1 o'clock.
It doesn't happen. People are like, I would like to put traps in my campaign. I feel like traps are like the heart and soul of D&D because I watched, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and I think traps are important.
Tom wrong twice.
Traps are important, but it's important
but-
by their actual thing.
But
Nobody knows how to build them.
Yeah, but most traps are just done by the dungeon masters. Are like, here's a statue, wing it, roll some rolls,
When I first
see what
started playing
happens.
D&D, I was playing at Mines of Fandelver,
Mhm.
and we were going around this place, and I searched every room,
That's what James
and I
was thinking.
decided not to search this room, and fell straight through the floor.
Always
Yeah.
happens. That's what, do you want to know why there is a 10-foot pole in D&D? because it's a carryover from the original version. The 10-foot pole,
That's wicked,
you
man.
have the
The only
10-foot
thing
pole,
that
you
would have made it
extend it
better
out
if you
and
could,
tap the
like,
floor
if
as
you
you go.
could put
The thief
if you could
would
put a
always
wooden
be
spoon
equipped with the
emoji and
10-foot
a
pole
pan
because they
emoji.
would walk forward and
Like,
tap the floor.
Is
if
there a
you
wooden
could do
spoon
that.
emoji?
No,
I
there's
don't
not.
think there
I
is.
wish there was.
Is there a spoon emoji?
Can we get back to the Xanathar's Guide to Everything?
I think more important is we go to Emojipedia and find out if there is in fact a spoon emoji.
No.
That is
let's
quite
go.
We'll put it in the show notes because it's important stuff.
Yeah. So traps revised again. Complex traps, dining complex traps, sidebar complex traps and legendary monsters.
Yeah, and making traps meaningful. So like, don't just have this tomb has got a locked door and it shoots spikes at you. Make it feel like it's part of the world.
Yeah, like you wouldn't have a trap at the opening to a place where people pray.
There is a
You'd have it
spoon.
afterwards, yes, but
Yeah.
So where's the spoon?
so downtime revised again.
I just-
Really cool. Good that we've got this big block of
My normal thing.
downtime and stuff, and it was in Unearthed.
It wasn't unearthed, but it's nice to have it
Yeah,
officially.
like
This is effective. This DM's tool section is a lot of the stuff that the Dungeon Master, people who get the Dungeon Master's book, right, and now
And want in it.
they play it, but it's the stuff that that kind of fluffy stuff that just isn't in the game.
There are two
usually.
conversations having here.
Yeah.
There is one about D&D, and there's currently one about emojis.
But all conversations eventually become just emojis. It's like the
Specifically.
emoji.
Cutlery.
Cutlery.
The cutlery emojis.
I'm gonna send you one of
So-
every
If you send me the spoon emoji, I would like to know if it comes up as a wooden spoon on my
I've
phone.
sent you a spoon emoji. I'm gonna send you one of every single emoji on my phone.
You know what this book reminds me of? Swapping back for a moment. The
So the
Dungeon,
thing we're
the
actually
Dungeon
here for.
Master section. It reminds me of the Dungeon Master's Book 2 from 4th edition and 3rd edition and so on and so forth.
Spoons.
That's probably what it's actually meant to be.
Not
Because-
text, not on text.
Because the Dungeon Master's Book
Not
2 in
violent,
previous editions had some rules about movement, which are our movement rules in here, a little bit of more information about like how encounters get built and random encounters and things like that, and then lots of fluffy stuff about downtime and giving out magic items and things, and then it had a big section on magic items. That's what was in them. So it's kind of like that, but it's useful for players to buy as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, I have some.
You literally are wearing the remnants of the demon.
Hello again, friends, all the way from Utah. The Fuzzy Squirrel.
Yay!
We're currently reviewing a book that's not out.
It's this one.
Yeah. If you know anything about Xanathar's Guide
But he
to
lent you the
Everything.
book. You could at least learn his name.
Yeah, we have been lent the Xanathar's Guide to Everything by Xanathar himself.
Yeah.
He portaled in. He killed our cat. We didn't have a cat. I believed we didn't have a cat.
Is
Then we
this
have a cat.
Xanathar?
I believe it is. He
He
deleted himself from my mind, just leaving the book in the name. He'll be back later.
We can
apparently.
delete the name
Your
from
brain.
your
It could actually be a mind flare.
Anyway.
Anyway.
There is a reprint of the spell lists from Unearthed, which is nice to have them all in one place. because
Angelic.
I'm very, very difficult to find all the spells in all the different spell books at the moment, so it's nice to have them all reprinted.
Yeah.
But
That's good. But again, it's not the full spell list.
okay, it's not. It's the
So
ones.
there's
That,
a-
but it's the ones that have been play tested.
Here's the thing. Those are the spell lists from Elemental Evil, which we already have a spell list for.
Yeah.
And
Which is already
The
in print, in proper print, 'cause it's in Elemental Evil and it's in Unearthed.
Yeah.
Unearthed, no, it was it was printed twice, wasn't it?
I believe so.
It was
Anyway.
in, I think it was maybe one of the Ranger books or something, or Druid maybe. It was one of the Unearthed expansions include
Yeah.
the Elemental stuff.
Yeah. And then spells, and it also has the starter spells, which haven't actually been changed in any sort of way.
It's kind of nice being.
I've actually been through them all because there's not that many. I've been
Yeah,
through
there's
them; they
only
haven't
loads of them.
changed.
And I get that it's designed for organised play. So it's designed for you pick it
Okay,
off a
so
shelf.
It's, in my opinion, it is good if you don't have access to Unearthed Arcana or haven't been keeping up with Unearthed Arcana. For people who have been keeping up with Unearthed Arcana, it's okay because it solidifies the classes into something that's really well play tested.
Yeah,
and
if
really
you-
well
If
balanced.
you like having the books, it's nice to have the books.
Yeah.
But if you're the kind of person that uses some homebrew rules anyway, you hang around on DM's Guild and on the D&D Reddit and you listen to the rules off there. You've got some
you
printed
buy
out.
shit from Co-op Press.
Yeah, you like third party stuff. If you print out the errata as it comes through, tweet by tweet, if you're that kind of person, this is not the book for you.
Yeah.
However, if you're the kind of person who cannot think of an Egyptian name, i.e. everybody at the table other than me,
Hey,
you
I
guys all
got-
sucked
no,
at your
I
names.
got a
Yours
name.
is okay, but yours
Hey,
in
mine means-
particular was
mine-
very bad.
Mine means warrior in ancient Egyptian.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, we don't
Right?
believe you.
There's a whole section here. There's what 175 through to 192. So there's just shy of 20 pages just of names.
Good.
So it's nice to have those. I wonder if these are going to become SRD and they're going to become put into circulation on like third-party apps and stuff. Because
My one problem being is non-human names only contain dragonborns, dwarves, elves, gnomes, halflings, half-orc, and tieflings.
Just more names for the core races.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Still don't believe you.
Didn't your name start with a T?
No,
Was
mine's
that your
mine.
name with a T?
No, it's Timit.
Hers is
Ah.
Hey, you got Timid from.
Anybody have some favours from Xanthars? Currently, he's the best head of the Thieves Guild for the backstory of my bard. Super interesting character in the lore. Really excited for some of the new subclasses. So, from what I've read through, considering I've read the Unearthed Arcana, and it's all basically just Unearthed Arcana again. Samurai's pretty good. I've played a samurai from Unearthed Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of fun. They have an ability. I don't know if it's in this one. You might want to flip to it. Samurai. Samurai have the ability that when they reach, I can't remember, I think it's like 14th level, one of the fighter archetype levels. When they reach 0 hit points, they get a full turn. All of their actions, everything, and they basically get like a deathly last stand. If they can kill the creature,
yeah, it's 10th level.
if they can kill the creature on their own in that one turn, all damage is negated. Because it's basically the mortal strike. It's like the second before it hits spirit mode, just hawk.
Yeah, strength before death. When you drop to 0 hit points, you get a turn to wreck people. I mean, all the rest of that is just superfluous. What they should say is, you're not dead. You're actually that guy from the end of the second Power Rangers movie.
There's a bird stuck here. Now we're in forests. Just went out there.
But it's Cobalt Press stuff, so it's like slightly renamed.
Yeah.
Have a gander.
Have a gander, yeah.
The swashbuckler rogue archetype is very nice.
They're really, really good.
The proper hexblade. They're
so
nice.
as we were saying, Xanthars Guide, it's really, really, really good if you don't follow the Unearthed Arcana, but everything that's in there has already been on Unearthed Arcana, and it's all balanced now. That's good.
This is like the final version. It's like we've been playing the beta release of the game so far.
For those who don't know,
that's how big the beta release is.
That's my Unearthed Arcana. That is all of it. Every single bit of Unearthed Arcana in there that has been released, minus fiendish options for tieflings.
Why are they not in there?
Because they came out, and I'm waiting for like another release to put 2 in at once. Because it would mean I have to reprint my front page.
Oh yeah, because the contents page.
Yeah.
Do you know what's written on the page?
No, I like a nice.
Print it out every 5 or 6 or something.
Yeah.
I think the best thing in here, the best thing in here, considering this book is effectively designed for organised play, so I'm just going to hijack the whole conversation for a moment.
Okay.
So the best thing in here
Halloween.
is on page
Jenna.
Appendix
What?
A.
For Halloween
Well, that was
next year.
Just being Halloween, guys.
so.
Jenna's preparing for
Okay.
What's your point?
So anyway, the best thing in here is shared campaigns, and it's specific rules for a group that's not necessarily the same group every week, but a group of players. So maybe you've got random people come. Like our first D&D game, we had like 30 players, but only ever 7 at a table at once.
Those are some stories.
And they sort of rotate round, and it's rules for having the DM shift position. So have the DM become a player, or a player become a DM, and have multiple people DM, which means you don't have to miss weeks when people can't come, which is quite nice. And it's specifically designed for D&D Adventures League, which is this, but on a grand scale, and Wizards overcome it. So it's very, very nice to have that. And code of conduct rules for Dungeon Masters, for when you have multiple Dungeon Masters in a party.
Yeah. It's genuinely a really good book. It's worth the price. I think Xander's lent it to me for not an immodest sum.
It's not a badly priced book, is it? It's
and it's good that it's got male and female names. Like for some people who can't come up with names and maybe don't have access to the internet, God knows fucking how in this day and age, but it happens. Who don't have access to the
if
internet.
you're just sat making a character and you want to roll some tables, and like the quick build characters, you want to start playing in the next 5 minutes. It just adds a new table on, which a D100, and your name is rule off Creve, and you're like, boom, done. I mean, that's a Dragonborn female name and a Dragonborn male name. It's probably not going to be one of those, but you know, children's names for races that have got they get new names when they become older. It's like certain dwarven castes or elves when they become adults, they go for the trials and then they become adults. New names for things like that.
If you want to promote this to like the other streams that are currently going on and try and basically hijack their streams and bring them over here, that'd be beautiful. Totally not self-aggrandizement and the fact that we are cheeky bastards.
I want to know how accurate these real world like geographic names are. So like the Chinese names, right?
Do you know what we'll do?
Are these Chinese Middle Eastern names?
You can take a picture of it as long as you don't post it to the internet. You can take a picture of it, and you can check them, and that can be your homework.
Okay, I'll bring that back next week. But it's like
you're not having the book.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'll tear this page out.
Tear a single page bit, and I will strangle you.
And like, I'm sure they're all real names, but I wonder, are they names from like the 14th century? Is what I want to know. Like, are they like?
Are the modern names?
Yeah, I want to know. Is someone in this called like Zach?
No worries. I have a post. I like to post to other people who also stream D&D. I'll double check to mates. Sure, it's auto hosted.
Jack's in here.
Wait.
What?
Jack's in here.
What?
His name is in here.
Oh,
Jack's
cool.
name is in here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's got children's rating of 27.
Got the spelling and everything.
Not Idaho. Or
Yeah. Same song.
Oh.
Was that Balrog?
I do.
Is it Ifrit?
It's neither. It's a demon lord of apes.
Oh right. Looks like Ifrit.
There's one thing with
Thank you very much, and I will auto host you.
one of the things with the names in here is I feel like wizards are playing the
I'm going to set a reminder for 10 to auto host you.
we're an American company run by white middle class men because they have specifically avoided some ethnic groups, the wording of some ethnic group names. So they're not doing like they've used like old fashioned names for people for like certain groups. So for instance, right at uni, when I went to uni, we had what was it? We had a load of students in my class, right, and they were like the Persian group of students, even though Persia ain't the place. Like they're not from Persia, right? But people like the specific. I don't know. The uni just decided to be all like, oh, they're from this place. Like
Persia doesn't really. Exist in
the
like
old
instances.
name for where they actually do live. But we're going to use this because it has like less of a controversial name. I just found it was odd. I feel like you can't.
Persian, the controversial name.
Oh, what was it really?
Yeah, it's like
We're all mad here.
no, but
What was the real name?
I don't know which. It's one of those countries. The Middle
Sweetie!
Eastern countries.
I know you've
Apologies
disappeared,
to
but will you
New Persia.
Will you put my phone on charge?
Okay.
Well, Persia covered quite a lot of countries.
Yeah.
They were an
I'm
empire.
just
wasn't
It's stop stroking me, you weird. What are you doing?
I'm waiting for Colette to pick my phone up.
I think that's
I
for
need
the
to-
psychology, and
the
he wants you
Medusa
to
worm.
stroke him more.
it? What are they? Final Fantasy or whatever.
He loves it.
Gone sexual.
Yeah, but like the land covers
Wah,
multiple
wah, wah, wah.
modern nations.
Mm.
So I don't know where it's which one of those they were actually from, but they used that as opposed to saying, "Hey, we're from,"
Pretty sure
you know.
Iraq and the countries around there.
Can you put my phone on charge, please? I quite seriously do.
They've listed Roman names, which is quite nice because I find Roman campaigns are usually pretty solid. And Spanish names.
Hey, señorita.
Wow.
Hey, señorita.
100 page 100.
I'm only doing what Alan Davis does. It's
Yeah,
fine.
100 page 192. The first name is
What-
Senorita. Look at that.
Hey, that's pretty cool. Okay, so going over and sort of reviewing it as a whole, what do we think? Out of a lovely.
As a product, I would say it's a solid
B plus.
7 out of 10.
It's a solid B
It's-
plus.
It's a good book to have, but you don't need it. Much like anything with the number 2 in it from 4th edition or 3rd edition. Like the Dungeon Master's Book 2, great. I really needed to know wind speed rules, right?
For
that
arrows.
book, right? But if you don't need a whole book for that, it's just a little bit. Home rule it. But if you like to have the real rules, you like to play in organised play events, or if you're going to use the sharing Dungeon Masters rules, which I've not seen before and are very good, it's worth having. I would like to have seen some of the variant rules, the Wizards Authors rules. So, like, the Mikes have both got different rules for initiative and perception.
Like Greyhawk, like the Greyhawk initiative.
Yeah, they've all got new systems that are alternates to how you calculate things at the minute. To give it either more realistic or faster or bulk system. Instead, I'd like to see those in here. Maybe next time.
Yeah. Maybe next time. It's a solid B+ in my books. As much as it's nothing revolutionary for some people, this is going to be the best book they've ever bought for D&D by the core 3. Maybe
core 1 for new players that don't have Unearthed at their table. The player's handbook in this is going to double the amount of race. I mean, the list of archetypes is a full side of A4.
Yeah, which is really, really, really good. It's good that they're all in there. It's good that they're all now balanced. It's nothing we've not seen before. And as much as some of them have been tweaked and rebalanced, good. It makes them nice and balanced now. Hexblade could have really done with the balancing, and now it's actually made having that great sword actually make fucking sense.
So has that one been balanced? Or has that one gone straight?
So we'll quickly go on to this and how I like the balancing. Buzz. The balancing in it. It used to be there was a great sword pact for invocation for the Hexblade. And you couldn't add. One of the abilities was that you could add your charisma modifier to your weapon attacks. Now it's been changed that any weapon you hold can add that, and when you get Pact of the Blade, if you pick Pact of the Blade, it applies permanently to all those weapons, and it applies to all weapons regardless of type. So it's not just great swords don't get it. So I can play my bloody Triss Hammerlock character with her giant greatsword that she can sprint across the battlefield and just slice people up with.
Yeah, I found that beautiful. Was quite restricting in some of the Warlock things. Some of the fighters things, certain packs that only work with certain weapons, and I'm like, yeah, but the style of this pack works really well with mine. But I don't want a +1 bonus to ranged attacks beyond 15 feet but less than 30 feet. What are you even on about? I want to whack people with my big sword, but I don't want to be a knight in shining armour, you know? So it's nice to have to decouple the fluff from the rules. Yeah, and it's really, really well balanced now. In fact, I'm going to have a quick gander at Grave Domain. Well, after you do that, is there anything that you would have, what you'd like to see next? What I'd like to see next, more racers, more actual racers, some good racers. Maybe a full flesh alchemist. That'd be nice. A good full built alchemist. I would like to see Xander's Guide to Spells or JC's spell library. Right? I would like to some character's name. I told you we have that already. I just bought all the Cobalt Press books. But I would like to see Wizards sit down and release a book or a supplement with more rules for rituals and how they work, because rituals at the minute are a bit lackluster. Some alternative, some prestige classes relating to magic, to add a little bit of magic to classes that don't have them, and 200 pages of spells. I want more spells. At the minute, there's no reason not to take Toll of the Dead, Mass Healing Word, and then just stop. Like, I was struggling to find spells that I wanted for, and I've only got 11 spell slots. 11 prepared spells. Yes. So, 19. Sweet. You know, I should be like, oh, I wish I could take this spell, and I don't have enough space for it. But at the minute, I'm like, I'll just take the one. Oh, D&D memes. D&D memes are genuinely the best memes. Yeah. Circle of Mortality. It has a range. Sweet, eh? Don't matter. It's okay. I'm just going to check what Spare the Dying has with Grave Domain.
I just don't understand the whole. I don't understand the bad bit.
Okay, because it involves sex.
So
the bards have this. You don't understand the legacy of bards in D&D. It is not my job to be the greatest hero in the land, but it's my job to convince you that I am.
Yeah, the bards are the sexy ones.
They're the ones that
just
seduce,
drink a lot and
seduce.
show it, shake their shiny hair.
So Tulip, the nymphomaniac ranger, is inaccurate.
Well, no, but more specifically.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty then. Spare the Dying, Circle of Mortality. Good thing for grave domains. It now has a range of 30 feet. And it's a bonus action.
What was it before?
It's just a bonus action. It now has a range to it. Spare the Dying has a range for grave domain. So it makes it way more viable.
Because before, realistically, okay, it's a nice little bonus, but why use it when you've got spells that do the same thing but better?
Yeah. But now you can be like, and heal. You can basically stay in the middle of combat and be like, and you get heal, and you get stabilized, and you get heal, and you get stabilized.
It's like
I wasn't paying
it's
attention.
like
I
Oakley the
just saw your
cleric.
hand go like that in my face.
It happens.
And you get a car. And you get a car.
Everybody gets a car.
Did you just turn Oprah into a vampire?
Yes, I
Like
did.
a Sesame Street vampire.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's no that way, so that the camera can't see it.
Why? It's fine.
Reasons of Xanathar saying he'll kill me if they're
Gonna kill you in his sleep.
Kill me.
yeah. Okay, if he comes after me because of your mistake, I'm going to kill you before he kills me. One day I plan to make a Freddie Mercury, David Bowie type character bard with the School of Glamour. Would be lots of fun. Hashtag bad life. Yes, it would.
Bad life.
Yeah, that does actually sound pretty
I've
fun.
always wanted to play the fart from Rick and Morty, who just sings David Bowie every time he gets a chance.
Goodbye.
You can play.
Moon.
He's effectively a beholder, isn't he? He's a beholder bard that sings David Bowie songs. Yeah, it's psychedelic, and you multi-class him into a psyker, or you take the bardic skulls with the psychic powers.
Whispers.
Yeah, the skull of whispers, and you're like mass hallucination. And I'm going to play my cello, and it's going to be wonderful.
With your eye stalks.
With my eye stalks.
It'd be more just be floating in the sun.
Yeah, floating around near you.
Oh, that just tickled me. That just tickled me in just the right place.
I think that's what I'm going to play in your next campaign.
No.
Oh, I'm not allowed to play a beholder.
No, you're not allowed to play a beholder.
The bard holder.
The Bahad holder. That would be fantastic.
So
It
can
would.
I have a hexblade longbow.
Yeah, Hexblade can take any
form.
any
It's a weapon with-
martial weapon.
Granted, I do
It's
have a hexblade.
any weapon. It's any weapon. It's actually any weapon regardless, because you automatically gain proficiency with it.
Yeah, okay.
And it's so because it's basically the weapon wheel. I can access the weapon wheel and summon whatever weapon I need.
Yeah, it's console commands for
Yeah.
warlocks. Yeah.
Warlocks. Oops, sorry.
Tilde, backslash, add, space, hyphen,
Longsword.
longsword.
Enter.
Plus one.
Plus one. Enter.
Yeah.
Someone saying green. Oh, it's Matty saying do it. Be a bard beholder. I'm not letting you be a bard beholder because of
What's the
what
game?
you
What's
are.
the game where he's the face farting bard?
Oh, fuck off.
What game was that?
That's Colette's Gothic campaign.
Okay, she'll let me be a bard beholder in the Gothic campaign.
Pardon?
Because me and you, Matty, you can make people's faces turn into butts, and I can be David Bowie, and we can sail the stars. We should play a
Starjammer.
Starjammer,
Spelljammer.
a Spelljammer campaign where we're all. Have you ever seen?
No, I'm not playing the Spelljammer game where we're all thinking, but you can be a bard.
Have you played? No,
I
was
am
gonna
going to
say,
play my death character again. My fallen Asimar that jumps onto people's boats.
What's the? So that's like a piss take of Star Trek. It's an old movie. It's got Snape in it.
Spaceballs. Spaceballs?
I don't think it's Spaceballs. No, it's got Snape in it, and
I don't know.
yeah, he looks
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
that one.
the one where there's a scene where he literally just rolls everywhere.
Yeah.
Put that back on the stand.
Yeah, we should do a.
Not
we should do a
implications.
Yeah, I'm gonna add.
Pages of implications.
That's what I mean. Like they should do a wizard's book, right?
Oh,
With
implications.
a section of Eldritch Invocations, a section of like pacts, a section of spells, a section of additional rituals and things like that, and break them down and give loads of people options, and then some prestige classes that give you
Space Quest. That's what it's called, Space Quest.
Is that it? Space Quest?
Sounds right.
Galaxy Quest. It's Galaxy Quest. That's it. Almost certain it's Galaxy Quest.
I'm not going to look at it, by the way.
Oh, come on.
I'm bringing up the thing.
The PDF.
So
Is it on the PDF? Does it just say Space? Oh, look at this. It's this. Galaxy Quest. There you go, page 193.
We're going to slap you. But
this is the misrepresentative review.
yes,
Where we make things up and we put them in the book.
no, it is.
My book came with a pencil.
It's very good.
Thank you, Redux.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it did.
Back in McVitie's Digestives on page 194.
Not sponsored. Other biscuits are available.
Where's the hammer?
Not that you'd want one.
Was that?
Hammergeddon.
No, it's really, really good. It's a solid B plus.
There we go.
Just appropriate for the apocalypse.
Are we opening them now?
Hammergeddon.
What?
Are we opening them now?
No, we'll start the one we
Wait,
actually.
what? You had an open shirt and no top underneath. That sounds like I was got a chest out.
Yeah.
For me.
My chest is this red. It's got a very, very hot bath.
It's really a red girl.
Yeah.
But no, it's a solid B plus.
What if I have a child that's allergic
Like-
to dogs and I have to get
Like
rid
the
of the child?
Elder Scrolls red guy.
Yeah.
They were black.
Well, I thought they
Yeah.
were red.
Yeah,
No,
it's that Matty says Galaxy Quest, not Space Quest.
The red guard are like like there's the
Don't throw him for ow!
what are the white people in the Elder Scrolls
Stop
called?
pointing!
No.
Sharp things at him.
Imperials.
The
Red
Imperials, the Imperials and the Red Guard. They're the white people and the black people in Elder Scrolls, and then they diversified it. So in Skyrim, you can have them both of either colour because they were like equal.
Racist,
Yeah, what they effectively did was they effectively whitewashed their black race. So they gave you an option to play the black race, but white.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
If I have a child that's allergic to dogs and I have to get rid of the child.
It'd be like having a historically accurate RPG set in like colonial America, but having an option to play Native American as like European white-skinned like Scandinavians instead, because it's not racist that way. It's a well done.
Do you know what this reminds me of?
Idiots.
Do you know what this reminds me of?
What's this?
Oh, the needs
Wait, what's the hell in here?
his dice. My
What's
dice.
that side thing? Oh, I thought that was another dice.
No,
I thought it was a tiny secret conical dice.
no. Anyway, so
Like a
this
D2.
this
Flat side, curvy side.
this genuinely reminds me of the arguments over whether there should be more black people in The Witcher. The very, very, very heavily inspired by Germanic mythology and based totally not in Poland,
Totally in Northern Europe.
totally not in Northern Europe setting.
Yeah.
And they were all like, there needs to be more black people. Fair enough. Some games, yes. Actual diversity should be in there. But in a game that is genuinely, weirdly, historically accurate to the period's armour and weapons and medieval structure and everything that would need to be historically accurate and mythologically accurate, there are black people in the game. Totally fine.
But
They
they're
are
just-
an advisor and a trader.
I do think having two in the entire game was like poor, especially because they're not in any of the randomly generated tables either.
Here's the other thing.
An odd one, like floating around.
Here's the thing.
Odd one.
Here's the thing.
Sprinkle some in.
There's a very good reason for that.
We're bordering something here, aren't we?
It is so far in the past that it takes a king going missing for them to actually start showing up properly. It takes a member of the royal family to go missing for them to actually send an army up to Novigrad in the game's world, or in the book's world, should I say? But that is what spurs on them coming this far aflung, and it's because in those days you wouldn't go from Scotland all the way down to the south of Africa. In those days, you probably wouldn't make it to start off with.
Yeah, you could.
And especially, you wouldn't make it in the normal world. Not when you've got
Yeah, this
griffins.
this is pre-Crusade. I mean, this is
It's
like
actually during the Crusade, I assume, or like just pre, because they have.
I mean, it's a fancy thing,
Yeah.
isn't it? So this is obviously.
But no, it's Not to mention, you've got griffins. You've got all manner of fantasy creatures that can kill humans like that.
Krakens.
I feel like people's argument about it, though, we are really changing subjects and like we're following this one. But I feel like people's argument is it's a fantasy world, and it's a fantasy world written by white people, and there's no reason why a fantasy world can't have more like other ethnic groups in there. Like, why can't it have more black people in it? Why can't it have like Asian? Like there's no reason why Poland in the area doesn't have Mongolians in it, because like the Mongols went absolutely everywhere. So why not have other ethnic groups? So obviously it's based in truth, and I've obviously looked at like tables and all these kind of things and tried to make it as historically accurate as possible. But it's like having a DM. Like, there's no reason why you can't just say, actually, like, we're alienating a lot of people who are playing this game. I mean, I don't think that being a white person, I wouldn't play a game where I'm playing a black person, and vice versa. But I appreciate that, some people feel that way, and there's no reason why they shouldn't have had some more. I'm not saying they should be 50-50, but there's an equal mix of all the ethnic groups in the world in this one weirdly Polish place.
No, but what I'm saying is the two notable characters are a merchant and an advisor to the king from their nation. Like, they're major players, like major players. They're major characters in their own actual full stories. But
I suppose they do exist. They're just in a foreign land.
Yeah,
like completely. And you are. And it's not like you're playing. It's not like a Skyrim where you can actually pick the race of your person. You're playing Geralt. You don't even pick the gender of your person. No. You're playing Geralt. Damn it! Like, suck it up. You're playing this person.
You're playing his journey. His final journey.
You're playing through a character. Yeah. So, like, it's not like them being in the world would give you more options to play as them. Mm-hmm. So I understand that side of it. I'm
not advocating that we shouldn't have more diversity. That's perfectly fine. It's just for certain stories. If someone wants to tell something that is as historically accurate as The Witcher is, through its actual time period and setting, people getting really up in arms and being like, "Oh, boycott the game." That's the wrong stance to take, because there is an entire expansion where you go to their homeland, and it's dominated by mostly colour. It's like the south of Spain. It isn't as far down as that, but there is way more ethnic mixing because that's right in the middle where there would be ethnic mixing. You've got to think it is literally the world is a literal slider right there.
What is the empire that's in that world version of Africa?
I can't remember. I think we're really getting off topic.
Yeah, okay, let's really...
The mainstream starts in 17 minutes.
17
No.
minutes?
13.
It might come back by then.
10 minutes.
Shall we kill the... Start that again. Shall we put the title slide up, make a cup of tea, and then...
Yes!
Get the kit out, and we can get going on the next one?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
Cool.
We will be back.
Cool. Maybe we can use...